Welcome to the American Women Podcast. Man, we was about to go out tonight. I was like, fuck it. So it's my Friday today. Austin was off. I got off work around like 9:30 or 10, and I got home. I was about to get ready to go out. I was about to hit you up too because I called you, and then I was like, man, I ain't going out tonight. We about to film this podcast. Well, what you do today? I think you went to the park or somewhere.
Yeah, I went to a nature preserve and I went to the beach and I walked around and got some sun, revitalized my body. Saw some nature. I saw some cool birds. I saw a black snake. That was pretty cool. Actually, that was the highlight, was seeing the snake, because you don't really see snakes very often. And then walked on some paths through the woods at the nature preserve. That was pretty cool. And then I didn't go in the water, but I did like go up to the water and then just like put my hands in the water and then like splash some like salt water on my face, because like salt water is like good for your skin and it kind of like refreshes you. And so that was cool. Then I went out to dinner with my brother because it's kind of like our Wednesday night ritual. We go to this Mexican place because they have a special on tacos. And so that was a good dinner. And then we watched the playoff hockey game on the TV for a little bit at the bar at the Mexican restaurant. And then, yeah, came home, did some stuff, walked the dog, and worked on some projects and some paperwork that I had to do. And now I'm recording the video. It's always work, work, work. It never stops. I'm always going. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. You just got to keep working and keep hustling. And that's the name of the game.
Yeah, before we get to the top, I just thought of something when you said that because I got a body cam now. It's called Instago 362, but it's basically like a GoPro, but it's real small or whatever. I was thinking that we go like to a beach or somewhere, and then I just randomly like strike conversations with girls so people could like really, well, not people, American women could like really see our perspective or whatever. We'll have a POV segment or whatever, and then that'll be fun or whatever because like talking to random girls is so funny. But yeah, y'all get an aspect or whatever, and then y'all can see the aspect of men because it's so funny because we experienced like a whole bunch of shit. We got a whole bunch of stories, but I was thinking of doing that, but I wanted to be more discreet to where I just record the conversations. I don't want to like show their face or whatever because you don't want to invade people's privacy and stuff. But I'll probably have it like hooked on my pants or whatever where you can see that I'm walking, but you won't actually see the girl face. And then I'm starting my YouTube network or my television network is going to be called Troll Free Zone. So everything we do, even on this show and everything we do is it's a troll free zone. There's no trolling. Like we're going to stand on what we believe in. We're going to be outspoken. Like we even say our full name on here. I'm Carlos Campbell. He's Austin Perry. So we have nothing to hide. We're in Tampa, Florida and stuff. And then I think with a lot of YouTubers, they're not genuine. They're mysterious and they have like a vague background to where you're like, I don't know. All you see is like flashy cars and stuff. You're like, where do you get that money from? Or like the skits that they do on YouTube. I'm like, is this set up or whatever? It's inorganic. I want anything that I put my name on. I'm about to say put my face on, or my face on too. Anything I put my name on or my image on, I want to make sure it's a troll free zone because trolling is taking over the internet and it's like infecting the world. But I could start with the first topic. I came up
And
with.
Carlos, real quick, tell them about your upcoming other podcasts that you have planned.
Oh, we got a lot of podcasts planned. So I got the part of the Troll Free Network. We got a sports podcast. It's called Offensive Awareness. Um, Offensive Awareness is going to be about all sports. So anything you know of any sports topic or whatever, whether it's hockey, even rugby, soccer, football, NBA, NFL, NCAA, anything dealing with sports. We could do like foosball, winter sports, Olympics, anything dealing with sports. We could talk about it. We could have a deep dive about it because with with sports, I know a lot about sports, but I'm not updated with the roster. So you can tell me who's the 5 starting players for the Celtics. I'd be like, I have no idea. Or they'd be like, who's starting for the Warriors? Warriors real popular. I'd be like Steph Curry, and I'd probably say Kevin Durant. I don't even know if he's still playing on there. He played on like 10 teams in like 3 years. I'm exaggerating. Um, but yeah, we got that, and I'm gonna start a movie review podcast. We talk about movies and stuff. I'm still
Yeah,
put a name for it. All the original names I was thinking of took was taken already, so that's gonna be crazy. So we got movies. What else? Oh yeah, I got a podcast for women. It's called Behind the Makeup, where I interview women individually, and where you could I can ask you questions and you could be honest, and then you'll manifest whatever man or relationship you're looking for. So that's pretty interesting. Only did one episode. The other girls I got lined up for episodes are either too shy or too busy or both. So Behind the Makeup is really good because on this show, American Women, we're telling our perspective through our lens and our opinions. These are all opinions about our personal opinions about American women or whatever, just to start a dialogue. And with the Behind the Makeup um, show is not a generalization, it's just on the individual woman, the one woman or whatever. And then whatever you put out into the universe or put out into the air is going to attract you. So if you say something on the show that a lot of guys don't like, that's good. You filtered out the guys that you don't want. So it makes the process easier. It's all
that's
about
the Troll Free Zone. That's Carlos Campbell's TV network. He's doing the American Women podcast, which is what you're watching right now, everybody. This is episode 20. We're already 20 episodes deep. We just started this a few months ago. He's got 3 more shows planned for you. This is going to be an amazing media network. So look forward to that. Also, I'm Austin Perry. I have the Austin Perry Show. I have about 60, almost 70 episodes of the Austin Perry Show. So we're working hard to bring you quality content, ladies and gentlemen. I also have another YouTube channel called Austin Perry Art, as well as doing YouTube videos and video production. I'm also an artist. I do paintings and illustrations, mostly fan art, pop art, contemporary art, surrealism, um, different types of artwork like that is what I specialize in. And so you can check out Austin Perry Art. I do time lapse videos where I do artwork of me creating drawings and illustrations and paintings. So check that out if you're interested in stuff like that. I do a lot of like cool pop culture characters. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 shows that Carlos is doing. I have 2 other shows. So that's 6 different podcast shows that we're bringing to you. So if you like the content that we're producing, leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think. Please give us feedback because we're always looking to constantly evolve. And if you'd like to be a guest on any of the shows that we just talked about, if you think one of the shows would be your forte or your specialty to talk about and to come on and say you would like to be interviewed on the Behind the Makeup show, if you're a girl that's interested in fashion, or if you're interested in sports, if you know a lot about sports, or if you're a big movie buff, please contact us through social media, or you can email us at americanwomenpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to have you on as a guest or on this show, the American Women Podcast. This is episode 20. You could join us on episode 21, 22, whichever one you want to come on. If you're interested in analyzing the psyche and the mind of the American women through the lens of American men, you could be a female or male guest on this show, the American Women Podcast. Just get in contact with us. We'd love to have you on.
All right, let's get it started. I can start with you, Austin, as always. Do women really like men to approach them? Because I hear on different podcasts and stuff, they say it's a man's job to approach a woman, or a lot of women get frustrated. They're like, hey, I see this guy that I'm really attracted to, and he's not approaching me. So I don't understand why these men are being so timid and shy. I'm actually interested. Why are these men not approaching me? Um, do those women, or women, American women, of course, because that's the demographic, do those women really like men to approach them?
I think that a lot of women do like being approached, but they're not always receptive, and they don't always reciprocate the intention, because a lot of women just want attention. They're just attention seekers. And so they do want to be felt. They do want to feel like they're being noticed, and they want to feel like they're the prettiest girl in the room. So they do want attention from men, and they want them to be coming up to them and being like, "Oh, what's up, girl? You're so sexy. Damn, let me buy you a drink. Let me talk to you," and stuff like that, because it makes them feel good. And but at the same time, unless he's got a Rolex on, or she sees him pull up in a Mercedes Benz or something like that, she might just lead him on and give him false hope, because she's like, oh well, he's hot and he's tall and he's chiseled, but he ain't got no money, so I'm just gonna like talk to him for a little bit, but then I'm not gonna give him any play. I'm not actually intending on going on a date with him or hooking up with him or anything like this. So that's kind of the mindset of some of these chicks. Not all of them. That's not to say all of them. I will say a lot of American women, I don't know if I want to say a lot, but some American women actually have good, well-meaning intentions. And if a guy approaches them, whether it be in a social environment, like at a nightclub or at a bar or at a social gathering or at a pool or the beach or anywhere out in public or at the grocery store, wherever it may be, they actually say they just went through a breakup and they're vulnerable, and they might say to their girlfriend, you know what, the next hot guy that comes up to me and is interested in me, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to go out on a date with him. And so sometimes women, American women, will be receptive to your advances. Or maybe they've just been single for a while and they're just more of the reclusive type. They don't really go out much. They stay home more, play video games a lot. And for whatever reason, they've been shut off to men. But now they're breaking out of their cocoon, they're breaking out of their mold, and they're like, you know what? I've been single too long. I need to find a man. And the next guy that comes up to me, I'm going to give him a shot. I'm going to give him a chance. And so they go out into public. They're at Starbucks. They're at wherever they're at. And you see a pretty girl and you're like, you know what? I've got some confidence right now. I'm going to go talk to her. You go say hi, ask her a little bit about herself, spark up the conversation. And she actually gives you her number. That happens. But unfortunately, there are a lot of attention seekers who basically don't really want to actually give you the time of day, and they just want to brush you off right away. And you can go up and talk to them and say, hi, what's your name? And then instantly they're like, not interested, leave me alone. Can't you see I'm with my friends? Buzz off. And so, I would say some of these women are kind of categorized as like bitches, but that's kind of a derogatory term. So, these are just kind of my opinions. Like, you all saw the disclaimer at the beginning of the video. But I think that overall, it can be a 50-50 shot. So don't be discouraged from approaching women, because some women do want to be approached. I'd say majority do want, even if they brush you off, they're still happy that they got the opportunity to shut you down, because they received that dopamine hit in their mind of, oh, he thought I was hot. Even though he was like short, fat, bald, and ugly, he still liked me. He still wanted to hook up with me. He was sexually attracted to me. That makes me feel good. That's the psyche of the American woman through my lens, through my mind of the American man. So I'm just doing my best to analyze these things. I don't claim to be a psychologist. I don't claim to be a psychiatrist. I don't claim to be a doctor. I don't claim to be a scientist of social medicine. I don't claim to be an anthropologist. I'm just a regular guy here with my co-host Carlos Campbell, and we're having the real talk here. We're just regular guys talking about this, just having a real discussion. And so that's what we do here on the American Women, episode 20. So I think that most of them do like to be approached by men.
And then with me, I think the opposite. I think most of them don't like to be approached by them. But I remember, I forgot what episode we talked about this on the other episode, but we didn't do as much as a deep dive as we did tonight. The way I feel like that, because through my experience, most of my negative interactions with women is when I approach them. And it wasn't like I was on some douchebag shit or whatever. It was a neutral approach. And I think American women nowadays have this victim mindset or whatever, or I think is the cool, like I said before, I forgot what episode it was. It's the anti-social movement. I think they think it's cool to not know anybody or whatever. They have their small circle of friends or whatever. And then even on the episode when George was on here, he was explaining that the best place to the most neutral place to approach a woman is in their circle of friends. You have to be in a circle or group or whatever. So I think this tribal mindset to where if we don't know you, if I don't work with you or know you or whatever, you're automatically a negative person or whatever. So I think this pessimistic mindset, um, in my opinion, makes women hate being approached by men or strangers. And what I was about to say, and I think the way it should be naturally, it should be a man approach a woman or whatever and be confident and be assertive and be like, hey, you look nice or whatever. And men should be able to take the rejection or whatever because they have the free will to reject you. Even if they're like extra bitchy or doing the extreme, like, ew, get this motherfucker out of my face or whatever. That's cool. That's okay. But I think those type of women that turn down 10 guys a day consistently are the same women that be like, oh, this guy didn't approach me. I think it's this egotistical mindset. Have these women like, oh, he needs to approach me. No, if you just turn down 10 dudes, you need to go home. But I think it's the egotistical mindset, like he should approach me versus because it'll be different if the girls that's like quiet and shy, they'd be like, man, nobody approaches me and stuff like that. I dressed up all nice. If a guy approached me, I at least like talk to them, or I'll turn down like 2 dudes and then give like another guy a time of day or whatever. But these women that just turn down all these guys and then expect men to approach them. And a lot of them ask like, why isn't he approaching me? A lot of men, like just like women could like read body language and like come up with different summarizations of men on how they appear and look and how they move. Men also analyze women and how they move. You see the woman that's dressed real nice, very confident, beautiful woman, and then she's with her group of friends. A lot of men are not going to approach her, and it's not because they're intimidated, because a lot of women be like, oh, these men are intimidated by me. It's not that, it's just y'all turn down so many, it's women like that turn down so many men that now it's not a secret, it's predictable. I go to a bar and then it'll be like a beautiful lady, she's outgoing, fun, my type or whatever, like just out to have fun or whatever, just chilling with her friends and having a good time dancing or whatever. Those are the type of women that turns down dudes. And then, like you said, they get that dopamine rush or whatever. And then they're like, I just turned down everybody. Because you see it on Snapchat stories and Instagram stories where it's in the perspective on the story where it shows them chilling VIP, drinking, having fun or whatever. But in reality, when you're out in a nightclub and you see these women, you see them either standing around like this or drinking their White Claw or High Noons, just sitting there chilling, looking at everybody, not even feeling the vibe and stuff. And then they all take pictures together and stuff. Where my phone at? They take the pictures together, like, yeah, we out. And as soon as the phone go down, they're just sitting there like this. And they turned down at least like 20 guys. And they laugh about it or whatever. So, which is okay. Turn down everybody, but don't play the victim when it's like, oh, nobody will approach me. Because we know that you're gonna turn us down. It's just redundant. Experienced men know when a girl is talkative and will give you a chance, and then the men that's not experienced, they'll be like, oh, she's cute, let me talk to her, and then she turned down, and then you're like, damn, I was just trying to say hi to you or whatever. But it's the ulterior motives that some women have when they go to the nightclub. They either mad at their ex or looking for their ex or looking at some guy that they was screwing around with or looking for the security guy. It's like all these girls looking for this one dude, and they forgot that they're in a nightclub in a social environment where everybody's going to approach them. So it's the victim mindset, but that's my opinion. But it's weird. But when I get my body cam set up, I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I want to be discreet, but I want people to really see how some of these women act. And when you see these videos, it won't be a statistic, it won't mean anything. You just see something through my vision. So that's my opinion on that. So we could go to the next topic. This was on the Lapeef podcast. Shout out to the Lapeef podcast, put me on the show. Um, I've commented on a lot of stuff. My name is Mech Freeze under there, so I'm pretty sure y'all see me a lot comment on there. But it's a good show. They talk about relationships and stuff. So I suggest you subscribe to them. But the next topic that they had on there was well, it was from a men's perspective, but I switched up the topic a little bit. And any topic I get from another podcast or any show, I always have to show love to them or whatever. So do women gravitate towards men with multiple baby mamas? What do you think about that topic?
I think that they do because it shows that they're a caring and nurturing man who has children. And when a guy has a lot of baby mamas, it means that he's fertile and he's having kids. And it says to the woman, well, he could give me kids. And so a woman's number one instinct is to reproduce and to have children. Even if women say, oh, I'm getting my tubes tied, I'm just going to have 7 cats, I'm going to die alone. Really, deep down, they want kids because that's basically the whole point of life. People say, oh, what's the point of life? Why are we here? What does this existence mean? Well, at the most basic fundamental level, the whole point of life is to reproduce and to make offspring. So women are hardwired genetically in our DNA, in their brains. American women want children. And when they see a guy that's got a lot of baby mamas, they instantly fall in love because they say, oh, this guy has a bunch of kids. Maybe he can give me a kid. And so basically, they do like that when a guy has kids. So I don't know what the difference is. So if a guy has 4 kids and they're all with one mom compared to a guy that has 4 kids and they're each with a different mom, I think that either way, the woman that is entering the relationship, that's a new woman that doesn't have kids with him, is going to like that he has kids. But if it's with 4 different moms instead of just one mom with 4 kids, that might be a little bit of an issue with her because she's going to think, well, he's having kids. It depends also on whether or not he's a good dad. Is he a deadbeat dad? Does he actually look after the kids? Does he actually see them on his visitation? Does he actually pay child support? Is he actually buying them shirts and pants and jeans and shoes and giving them lunch money to go to school? stuff like that. Does he actually work and provide for his children? Or does he just hang out on the corner and drink 40s and roll dice all day? I mean, it just depends on the situation. But if he has 4 baby mamas compared to if he just has 1 baby mama with 4 kids, I think that most women, American women, would be more inclined to want the guy that just has 1 baby mama.
Mhm.
If he's got like 4 different baby mamas, she can kind of see that as a red flag. Like, oh, this guy sleeps around a lot. He's impregnating women and not staying with them. He's leaving them with the kid to take care of. And so, but then there's also the aspect of the psychological component where women like the bad guy for some reason, whatever it is, especially American women, they always go after the bad boy. And so they see this guy has a bunch of kids, didn't marry any of the women, and excuse me, and he has 4 different baby mamas. For some reason, that's a turn on to them. And they think, oh, well, this is my project that I can fix. And I'm going to take on this project and I'm going to help this man and I'm going to help him with his 4 kids and his 4 baby mamas, where she doesn't know that she might turn into the 5th baby mama and then he's going to leave her. So the entirety of the question summarized, in conclusion, I think if a man has multiple baby mamas, a woman does like that.
They gravitate.
Compared to a, what's that?
They gravitate toward it.
They tend to gravitate towards it. And compared to a guy that doesn't have any children, they don't gravitate towards it as much. Whereas it's the opposite, I think, for men with women. If a woman has multiple kids, usually men don't gravitate towards that. But for American women, they do gravitate towards a man with kids because men are looking for a virgin a lot of times. Sometimes guys say, no, I want an experienced woman that's been with multiple partners. But deep down, even those guys, I think at a subconscious level, they really want the virgin because it's unspoiled, unadulterated, pure, hasn't had sex with any other guy. And so a lot of guys want to be that woman's first. But whereas on the other end of the spectrum, women want to see a guy with kids because it's a turn on for them, because it shows that he's fertile, he's a parent, he has kids, so he's probably more likely to be loving and nurturing and understanding and patient and willing to sacrifice and will meet in the middle on things. And basically he's more easy to control for the woman also. I think that women see men with no children as less easy to control because they're more independent and more free-spirited and more of like a lone wolf type of character. And so I could be completely wrong on this, but these are just the thoughts that are coming into my head. And so I think that in conclusion, women are attracted and gravitate towards men with children and multiple baby mamas.
Yeah, I agree with you. When I post my comment on the Lapeef Instagram channel, it was, I mean, on his Instagram page. A lot of people agreed that, because of the original question on his page was, do men with multiple baby mamas lower their value? So everybody on there was like, yes, 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 yes. And then I was like, no. I was like, American women love the drama. They love the roller coaster, the up and down, in my opinion. And I think they are really empathetic, like just like how a guy could date a single mother. In his mindset, he's like, he feels sorry for her. He's like, damn, you just left with 1 kid or whatever, and then you just sitting there just all sad or whatever. I have good intentions or whatever. Let me show you that I am the man that you should have been with or whatever, which usually doesn't work out, but that's another but, I think with women, they're tuning in with their nurturing nature and want to help out the guy. So I think they feel sorry for the guy. Like, damn, you failed in multiple relationships and you have kids with them or whatever. I could be the woman to change your life or change your
Yeah,
perspective or whatever, or try to tame. Because I think women love the cat, well, not the cat and mouse, but they love the challenge. Well, some
yeah,
women, I think most American women love the challenge. They like the whole bad guy nature. And it's weird because it's supposed to be like younger women that makes those mistakes or whatever, but I see older women make the same mistake and gravitate toward the guy with two baby mamas or whatever and stuff. Because um with my experience, those dudes with multiple baby mamas or whatever, they cool as hell. It's just they're not perfect. I think women love the aspect that the guy isn't perfect. It shows character. You're like, dang, he messed up um three or four times or whatever and stuff. And then most of those men, they actually love their children and try to do their best and work their hardest, because it's a stereotype where the guy with multiple baby mamas just going around and being a hoe and fucking around or whatever. A lot of them are good stand-up guys. It's just they get caught up. They just don't use condoms or whatever. And I think women like a man with character. They don't like a man that appears too perfect. Because that happens with me. They'll I'll date a girl and then she'll be like, "You don't have no kids?" Because I'm 34. They'll be like, "Damn, you don't have no kids?" They're like, "When the last time you had a relationship?" And I was like, "A few years ago." Then they'd be like, "Damn." And then they'll be like, "You plan on having kids or whatever?" I'm like, "Not anytime soon." And then it seems boring. It's like, damn, this dude ain't fucking ratchet or whatever. I am ratchet, but I don't give out all of my personality and stuff away on a first time meeting a girl or and stuff. But yeah, it seems more rebellious. Kind of like military men. They'll go to a different country and then be like, yeah, I'm about to fuck all these hoes and get them pregnant or whatever and stuff and then leave or whatever. Um I think women like that rebellious energy, just like men like women's rebellious energy. You see the stereotypical girl with all the tattoos and the I don't even call it daddy issues, just like mental issues, and always sad and always fighting and stuff. I think men gravitate toward women like that because like, damn, this chick's been hurt or whatever. I could be at least somebody positive to heal
right.
stuff. And then a lot of women are healers and nurturers, and they get so jaded because they tried to help out the guy that's going through everything and then still get played or whatever. But I believe they gravitate toward those men because they're not perfect. Nobody wants a perfect person. You appear too perfect, it looks like a red flag. Yeah. So that was a good deep dive. I wish we had a woman on the show for that topic because we'll get a real insight on that. Because a lot of women say they wouldn't date a dude with kids or multiple baby mamas, but those guys are getting the most pussy. They doing something. And I'm not even talking about celebrities. Like I could easily bring up Future and what's the dude named Country Wang and Boosie and NBA
Yeah.
Young or whatever. Those are the wealthy ones. I'm just talking about the 9 to 5 guys with multiple baby mamas. They be pulling. So we go to the next topic. And it coincides with the other topic too. Do women prefer character or wealth?
I think that most women would like to think that they prefer character, but like we were saying, they go for the bad boys. I think they're more inclined to go for the wealth because, especially women, which were
Hold on,
they want the
pause for a
luxurious
second.
lifestyle.
Pause for a second. You lagging.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you lagging. Give it a few seconds for the computer because you like. Give it a few more seconds.
Is it working?
There's a few more seconds. You're moving around, but it's still grainy. Testing 1, 2. All right, we're back from the commercial break. We had a little technical difficulties. I told you we live, unscripted, other than our topics, but we just going off the head. So we could go back to when I asked you the question. Do women prefer character or wealth?
I think that it depends on what area of the country of America that you're in. So we have American women who are country girls, and we have American women who are city girls. And in the country, from my experience, it seems that they're more inclined to go for men with character over money. And a lot of these country girls in the urban areas tend to get married at a much younger age and stay married for a long time compared to women who live in city centers and metropolitan areas within the urban areas. The rural area women out in the country are more likely to go for men with character, but they get snatched up quick and they're mostly gone. They're already in relationships, they're already married. And I'm the type of guy, I don't like to be a home wrecker. I don't like to go after married women. I don't like all that drama. So I just go after single women. And so that leaves me with a lot of women that live in the city. And a lot of them aren't of the same moral standard as country women who live in the rural areas. They tend to have purple and green hair, hand tattoos, 7 cats, and they basically are man haters. And they live in their studio apartment and work their barista job. And they basically just go for guys that have a lot of money, and they mostly care about monetary value. They don't care about moral value or moral fiber or character. They basically, as long as a guy is buying them the Birkin bag and the Louis bag and the red bottom shoes and, you know, giving them rides in their Lamborghini and flying them around in their private jet and giving them cash to spend at the casino, they're happy, and they're going to give him BJs and, you know, be his girlfriend. They might not give him children because they don't believe in that, because they probably got sterilized. They already got their tubes tied at age 22 because, you know, they're city dwellers. But no, not to say I actually, well, I live in the suburbs, so I'm not actually a big city guy. So I'm kind of half and half. So, but nothing against city people. There's a lot of really good city people. I'm just freestyling here, but basically, I think that since there are more women in America that live in city centers and metropolitan areas and urban dwellings, the majority of them go for money over character. And there are less women that live in rural areas out in the country. They are the ones that tend to go after character. So I think that American women mostly go after money and not as much character. Some of them do. You know, not all, but some of them, most of them go after money because they're materialistic and they just want to live the lavish, luxurious lifestyle. And that's all they really care about. I think there is a shift that's happening though, where people are going through a great awakening and people are realizing, you know what? Like American women, they're just realizing, you know what? I just want a good guy. I don't care about these, you know, rich guys that don't care about me, because that's the facts. Most of these rich guys, they're just players. You know, they're just hooking up with a bunch of chicks. They're having sex with a bunch of hoes. And I think that there is a shift happening, but sadly, it is still the facts of the case. It's still true that most women go for money over character.
I agree with you. And since we're in America, it's like one of the things that people strive for, men and women, is wealth because you want to live in a comfortable lifestyle and you also want to help your family out. And I think the main reason why women will gravitate toward wealth over character is because their parents like, you better marry that rich dude or whatever. He's a doctor. Like they get infatuated with the career and all this stuff or whatever, but they don't understand the psyche of the guy. And then they finally figure out this guy isn't who I think he is, and it's already too late. He's like got him. So I think it's mainly the family's fault or whatever, because any family don't want their daughter dating some guy that's working a 9 to 5 and stuff. They want or at least date a guy with a career or in school or working towards something positive or whatever, but they get mixed up with character. They just like a lot of people in America, they assume that if you're wealthy, they assume you have character. And that's one of the things I started to debate about when this whole high value man concept came up or whatever, because um not even high value men, just high earners. So you got your Jeff Bezos, your uh Jeff Bezos, you got Bill Gates, you got I'm trying to name people that's not athletes or celebrities. You have a lot of people that's very, and even politicians aware, a lot of people that's very innovative and very successful and got great people skills and great skills in education and like training and know how to like make something out of nothing or whatever. But I think people are misconstrued that that makes them have makes them have good character, because you can have a guy that's been born rich or whatever and treat people like shit. They'll probably, I hate this meme that always goes around, like treat the owner treat the janitor just like you treat the owner and stuff when you walk in a building. That's a character, a good character, a positive character trait. Or it's like I greet the janitor with the same respect as the CEO, but in reality, these guys treat people like shit. Like the shittiest people I dealt with are guys in high positions that's in power and stuff, and then they don't even have the character to lead. They just have the status to lead. They're the ones that's always cursing and yelling at people. You better get this shit together and stuff or whatever. And then that's not a good character flaw. Versus I experience people in high positions that have good character. You're like, hey, let me talk to you. You could do good in this and this. I understand this, but you could do better than that. But it's this whole tough guy mentality. You see it on the Food Network shows. You're like, get this shit out of here and stuff like that. You don't talk to people like that. Now, it's a certain demographic of people you have to talk to like that, because I understand some of the students are prima donnas and then try to take over the whole, sabotage the whole leadership and operation. So yes, it's people that you have to get in their ass and be like, you're shit, you're full of shit or whatever. It's the whole tough love aspect. But most of these men in wealthy or high positions don't have character. We see it on the news all the time, where, or even in real life, where a lady is unhappy and this wealthy with this wealthy guy or whatever. She's unhappy, like she's living a lifestyle and stuff, but she's like sad and stuff, and nobody feels sorry for her because she's living comfortably. But the guy cheating on her, or just like other scandalous and drama and stuff, when they could just live a simple lifestyle. But it's the whole survival mode mindset. And like you said, I think there is a great awakening where they're out of that low vibration thinking or whatever. to where they could date any guy as long as he's have good character. Not a pushover, but just a good guy. Not a nice guy, but a good guy. But now I think they prefer wealth, but eventually they'll prefer character over wealth because character doesn't pay bills, wealth does. And we're in America and inflation hit.
X.
But yeah, I think it's wealth because all my relationships that failed in the past, especially in my 20s, if I was rich, they would still be with me right now. But
Hate to say it, but it's true.
but this a good topic. A lot of ladies will like this topic because this was on also the Lapeef show or whatever. Shout out to the Lapeef show. I'm gonna send a link to his show. They do shows every day and they talk about great topics or whatever. It's a great show. And I think he's based in Chicago and all the other people are like Chicago, Detroit. So it's the Midwest area. So any American women from the Midwest, you will love the show because y'all know the culture of the Midwest, especially Detroit and Chicago. You'll love that show. But I'll put the link down for the Lapeef Talk show. But this topic was on there. How much sex is too much in a relationship?
Okay, so let's get into it. I think that when I'm in a healthy relationship with a healthy sex drive, I would like to have sex once or twice a day. Maybe 3 or 4 if it's like a super horny day and it's just like, I took a bunch of caffeine and a bunch of horny goat weed and you know, I've been fasting for 3 days and I'm just like super virile. Maybe, 3 or 4 times. But there are some of these American women that are just straight up nymphomaniacs and they want to fuck like every 5 minutes. And literally there's some American women, they masturbate 40 to 60 times a day. And whereas a man wouldn't be able to do that, like I think the most amount of times I've orgasmed in one day is like 6 or something. And that was when I was like a teenager. And like today, like that would probably not be able to, maybe I could do like, 4 today, like at my ripe age of 32.
But how much is too much? Because we know your preference. How much
So
is
I'm gonna say 5 is too much in one day, 5 times. For me to orgasm 5 times in one day would be pretty much impossible. Pretty much impossible. So because by time 3, I'm gonna last for like an hour and a half. Time 4, it'll probably take me like 3 hours to come. And then by then, we're entering the realm where you might be damaging the twig and berries.
But but not in one
You
session,
know.
but just within a 24-hour span, 7 days a week. How much is too much? So you're saying 5 times a day is too.
Okay, so I would say 3 times a day. I'm good for 2 a day.
So
You
three
know,
times
two,
a day is
yeah,
too.
3 times a day. If we're talking every single day, like if my woman wants it, like she's like, you better get over here and fuck me right now, and or else she's gonna be pissed. And twice a day I'm good for. But I mean, if she's expecting me 3 times a day, for me, that's too much. For other guys, maybe not, but that's just stretching it, I think, because I don't want to overdo it. And just for my sex drive, I mean, I'm a pretty high testosterone guy. I'm a young guy, I work out. I've got a pretty high sex drive. I feel like twice a day, that's pretty good. But there are women out there who will literally try and fuck you as much as they can, because I've been with them before. And everyone wants a woman. You've all seen the memes. Everyone wants a woman with a high sex drive until they find a nymphomaniac. And this girl is trying to reach for your dick all hours of the day. And it's like, I'm raw downstairs. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I mean, I'm sorry, it's bloody. I mean, I can't do it anymore. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to get too graphic, but I'm just saying that can happen. Watch out, gentlemen. So basically, you don't want to injure your penis. You don't want to be in a situation where you're not giving her enough sex. I mean, basically, if she wants to have sex, you better have sex with her right away. But if a woman's expecting me to have sex 3 times a day, every single day, no days off, I mean, that's a stretch for me. That's, that would be a little bit, I think. I mean, I could go 3-4 times a day, but then I might need a rest day. You know what I'm saying? But so basically, I think 2 times a day, every single day, 7 days a week. So we're talking 365. So what are we talking? 600, 730 times a year. I mean, 700.
The days in a week, so they'll have some type of thing or whatever. So three days. I mean, 3 times a day is too much.
Yeah, that's final answer.
Shoot, it's weird because what how much you think American women, since we're on American Women Show, how much you think American women think is too much?
The average American woman, I would say, based on my experience and my research and my studying, I think wants to have sex 3 or 4 times a week. With an average American woman, no, I wouldn't say average, I would say an American woman with an average healthy sex drive 4 times a week. Because there's going to be a couple days where she's going to be like, I'm not in the mood. I'm tired. Oh no, not tonight, honey. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna jack off in the shower. It's like, what the heck? Because I want it every day, at least once a day. And then I'm happy. If I could get it once a day, good. Twice a day, I'm smiling. 3 times a day, it's like, whoa, woman. Whoa, whoa, wee, whoa. You're kind of asking a lot here. I mean, I guess I'll try, but 3 times a day, every single day, after so many days, it's going to be like, whoa. I don't know. Maybe I could do it 3 times a day, but I honestly, I feel like, because it would be hard for me to orgasm.
And think about your work schedule too.
Yeah. I mean, because the second time I have sex, I last for a long time, because after that initial orgasm, the second time I'm good for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. The third time, it's going to take me like 3-4 hours to come. So we're talking about straight up 5.5, 6 hours of sex. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, the body's not meant for that.
And
maybe some women are, but
I was saying, for the viewers, we're not talking about we're being realistic. We're not talking about 3 times every single, we said 2 times a day is cool. We're not talking about 2 times every single day, 365. Of course, you're gonna have like a few days where you don't do it, or you busy, or you out of town and stuff like that. We're being realistic, but we're saying just average or whatever, 2 days a week. And then with women, you said about 3 to 4 times.
No, I'm saying 2 times every single day.
Yeah, 2 times every single day.
Yeah, no days off. I'd be good with that.
But I'm letting the viewers know realistically, let's say you got a business trip, you out of town, it's gonna be some days that you miss, and it's gonna be like back to back to back to back. So people like, damn. But yeah, I could go with my opinion.
Yeah, what about you, Carlos?
I'm trying to think with my work week, because I work in the afternoon, so I got all morning. And then because morning sex is the best sex in my opinion. And then you got after work or whatever and stuff, you're trying to relax or whatever. I'm trying to think of the few relationships where
then also you got to think she's going to be on her period however many days a month, and unless you're cool with period sex, which I'm cool with it in the shower, maybe regular period sex, I don't know, we got to lay down some towels or some plastic or something. I mean, it's going to get messy, but I'm just saying. But so you got to take that into account also.
So I would say, since I have the morning, then I'm at work all the time. I mean, work all day. Then I have the night. How much would be too much? Then we going by rounds too. I would say I'd say 6 times a day is too much sex for me, because 5 times a day would be great because you got the morning sex. Let's say you have one round and then 2 rounds, and then you take a shower and then get ready for work. You probably do a quickie before work, and then that's 3, and then you head to work, and then you work all day, and then you head home, and then you do 2 more rounds when you get home or whatever. So 5 a day would be good for me or whatever. Average, not every single day. So that's mine. Six times a day would be too much because I'll be dehydrated and, like you said, be fucking sore and raw and shit like that, especially if I'm doing all the work. But yeah, 6 times a day would be too much. And what I think what American women in general think with sex or whatever, I think it's weird because I had like you had sex where a girl's cool with having sex every day. Then I had the relationships where they just want to do it like 2 or 3 times a week, which is weird. I would say an average a woman would want to have sex twice. Well, let's see this. I'd say twice every 2 days. So what would that be? 2, 4,
Once a day.
5 or 4 times. No, I'll say 4 times a week.
That's what I said.
Which is weird. And most of my relationships messed up because they say we have sex too much and they feel like I'm using them, which is I'm not. Not using a girl for sex or whatever. But that's how they feel. And for me, it's just like this is normal for me. So
But you're talking about no condom sex, right?
huh?
You're talking about sex with no condoms, right?
Both.
Okay, both.
Both, yeah.
My philosophy is, what are condoms? I don't use those.
But
Just being honest, ladies, and all the viewers. I'm just telling you.
That's funny. I told you we keep it real. This is the troll free zone. This is American Women Podcast. We stand on what we believe in. We say what we say, and we also value your opinions also. But American women, how much sex is too much sex?
Comment below.
Oh, in fact, what is it? I think they said 4. So I think 5 times a week is too much for women, and I said 6 times a day.
But wait, Carlos,
Too much for me.
You're saying you'd be good with 5 times a day?
Yes.
So on your 5th time, how long would it take you to orgasm? You could do it in under an hour on your 5th time?
No, it'll be because I have sex with 2 rounds. I have the first round, round 1, and then round 2, and then I rest, and then the round 3 will be before work.
So round 1 and round 2 are both less than 30 minutes each?
No, the round 1 is going to be an hour because we're doing foreplay and all that shit. Then round 2 will probably be an hour or whatever. And then I'll have a rest break in between. Then let's say morning sex, let's say 9 in the morning or whatever. So you got 9 and 10, and then rest, and then take a shower, and then get ready for work, and then
eat a fruit cup,
around
some string cheese.
Around 12 o'clock would probably be like a 20-minute or 30-minute quickie or whatever before work, and then I'll head to work. Told you I'm fucking.
You're capable of a 20-minute quickie after already 2 rounds?
Yeah.
See, physically impossible.
My Chinese zodiac is a fire rabbit.
Oh.
1987, a zodiac fact for y'all. So but if it's a girl that like the sex is not that good or is trash or whatever, then of course not. But if the sex is great, I'm always going to be in the mood. So I'll be working or whatever and stuff. And this is with a healthy diet. If you're healthy, you could do this. But if you're not drinking water and stuff, you're going to kill yourself.
That is true.
I'll get home from work around 10:30 or 11, And I'm sitting there chilling, how's your day? Stuff like that, chill or whatever. And it'll just be normal. It won't be like sex fueled or whatever when I get home. We just chilling and I go to sleep late. So I'll probably go to sleep like 1 or 2 in the morning or whatever. And then it'll just spontaneously happen once or whatever. And then I gotta get around too. But
Because it is true.
if it's really good, it's gonna be 30 minutes the first round, then the second round, or whatever. It's however long I want it or whatever. But I usually like to keep it in an hour or whatever. But I do understand that women get sore and stuff. But yeah, just like that average. Of course, it's gonna be some days where we just do it once or not do it for 2 days, or just wait like 4 days until we do it again or whatever. But yeah, 5 days. I mean, 5 times a day is good for me.
Dang, that's impressive. Like, I will admit it is true. Like, if her face is like a 9 and her body's like a 9.5, then like the first round's gonna be like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Round two is gonna be like 15 minutes. And then I'll probably be good for a round three and a round four. But then like round three is gonna be like 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna keep getting longer. But if she's like a 6 or a 7, you know, round one's gonna be like 45 minutes. Round two is gonna be like an hour, hour and a half, you know, like
Because if I
so it.
do 2 rounds, I got an hour to 2 hour recovery time or whatever. It's like 2 rounds and then I'm good or whatever. And then I'm good after that, as long as I'm drinking water and healthy or whatever. So that's why I said 6 would be too much, because you have the morning sex section, that's 2 rounds. And then you'll have a quickie later on or whatever before you head to work. And then you come home or whatever, chill or whatever. Then you have your session for 2 rounds. And then the third round is like you trying to fucking prove something, because I'm 34 or whatever. I can't do like fucking 2 3 rounds or whatever. I'm be fucking dehydrated and fucking pass out. Then I'm gonna be really sleep, so I ain't gonna be able to get up for morning sex. I'm gonna be like,
Coconut juice
I gotta
and
take recovery time.
coconut juice and pineapple juice, my friend.
Yeah, staying hydrated. Um, but we finished our 4 topics, but we could get into a fifth topic, because I think we'll get a lot of views from the sex topic, because they got a lot of insight from you and from me. So these girls will be like, damn, these motherfuckers are crazy. But it's a lot of American men that agree with us. And then I understand the American men that like the that don't like sex a lot, like Will Smith. That was a shot. No, I'm playing. That's a joke. Shout out to Will Smith and shout out to Jada Pickett. I
Yeah, and
disagree with them, but they're still human, so we respect them. We just saying our insight. We don't hate them or anything or wish bad ill toward them. We wish them a healing and healthy relationship. And that's with any celebrity that we critique or whatever. It's not personal. We understand that you're a public figure and you're gonna be criticized and attacked by other people. We just saying our aspect. We don't know you personally. So it's nothing but love over here. Tough love.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and as far as Chris Rock, we love him too. We love Will Smith. We love Jada Pinkett Smith. I hope that they work out their differences. But basically, that concludes episode 20. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Austin Perry. I'm here with my co-host Carlos Campbell, who's actually the main host. I'm actually the co-host. But ladies and gentlemen, we have many more YouTube channels that are going to be started up very soon. Carlos is going to be starting a sports podcast, a movie review podcast, and a fashion podcast that's going to be titled Behind the Makeup, where he's going to be interviewing women. And I have the Austin Perry Show, in addition to this show, which you're watching now, which is the American Women Podcast. The Austin Perry Show talks about current events, politics, culture, news, advanced technology, and aliens. Here on the American Women Podcast, we analyze the mind of American women through the lens of American men. I also have another YouTube channel called Austin Perry Art, where I do time-lapse videos of me creating illustrations and paintings. I'm also an artist in addition to being a video producer. I make illustrations and paintings, mostly pop culture characters, fan art, modern art, surrealism, and different types of modern art. So check that out if you're interested in that. You can visit my website, which is austinperry.org, AUSTINPARRY.org. That is where you can find all of my video content. You can find my artwork for sale, my paintings and illustrations and prints, and framed original artworks also. You can leave me a donation on the donation link on austinperry.org. We will be having a website for the American Women Show created very soon, so we will be announcing that. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, please contact us either through social media, or you can email us at americanwomenpodcast@gmail.com. Everyone, please like this show on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment below, let us know what you thought. How many times are you good for one day? Let us know in the comments. And if you're interested in being a guest, please reach out to us and share this show, share it like wildfire. Thank you, everyone. Love and peace. And I'm going to pass it back to Carlos Campbell to close us out.
All right. Contact me at Instagram at McFrieza, MECHFRZA. Also got 2 albums, well, EPs that's coming out. I'm gonna probably put it on the I don't know how the copyright issue will work because I just leased the beats. I'll probably put it under the commercial, so you'll see it on there, or I'll probably put a commercial for another show. But yeah, it's gonna be a hot boy summer. Y'all get ready for us because we're coming out with episodes almost every night. We're thinking of so many topics. The topics we just did, a few of them was ones we came back to, and that's okay because we also could gain a different perspective of the topics, because this whole manosphere and this whole YouTube toxic masculinity and toxic femininity and this quote unquote war against men and women is redundant, and we're gonna solidify this. We're gonna make history tonight and any other night, but with this podcast, we're gonna solidify everything because we're not here to attack. We're here to have a conversation, and we're not here to debate. We're just here to share our views. If you disagree with our views, then it's okay. If you agree with us, more power to you. So y'all have a great night. Comment below. Start that debate in the comments. Let's get it.